Hello, Libras, and welcome to this, your mid to late June reading and predictions. This month, as my son and I have gone fully nomadic, I am coming to you from beautiful Red Deer County, Alberta, Canada. As you can see, I've set up outside. I am still struggling a little bit to get used to being nomadic and having to do my videos from anywhere and being adaptive, but that's part of the lifestyle, I guess. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into this. This video is intended for anybody born under the sign of Libra, as well as anybody else with a significant amount of Libra anywhere in their chart. I'm just sending the energy out to you, Libras. Okay. All right. Now, there is some traffic that's going to be going by on the highway there. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. I do apologize for keeping my hat on, but the sun is so bright here today. Also, the wind has been coming in and coming out. I'm just going to get my glasses on here. I apologize. But as I said, I'm still getting used to this new lifestyle. Okay. Libras. Where are the Libras at now? Oops, let's not allow those to fly away. All right, we are going to be pulling, for those of you who are new, the spread that I do is looking at 6 different areas of your life, including some difficult influences and some of the unexpected. So the first cards that I've pulled are just having a quick peek into the energies that are currently in your life. We're going to look at what you are currently focusing on. Yep, here comes the wind right on cue. All right, let's see if we can do this without having the cards blow away. All right, what are the Libras focusing on? There's one card out. What are the Libras focusing on for mid to late June? Where are they putting their intentions and their energies? There's another card out. Anything else? Don't think so. All right. So for those of you who are new here and haven't seen me do readings before, I do pull all of the cards initially and I leave them all sitting face down until I'm actually ready to read the cards. So next cards are going to be cards of your difficult influences. What is challenging the Libras right now? What are the Libras finding a little bit challenging at this time? Whoa, is that card going to come out? I'm not sure. It's pretty wobbly. Yep, there it goes. All right. Okay. Yeah, the cards are a little bit sticky from having sat out. At least it's not super humid here, but still making them a little bit more challenging to work with. Let's go like this. Yeah, see, we've got 2 more cards here that didn't go back into the deck. This one in particular really wants to come out. So that. Okay, I'm just going to tap into the energy of this card. I'm getting a firm no that that card is not meant to come out as one of your difficult influences here, Libra. The next card that we're going to pull for you is a card that just makes sense. Now, the card that just makes sense for those of you who are new here is a card or cards that have identical meaning to another card in your reading, thus giving you that double reinforcement that the energy or intention behind that card is super important at this time. Or it's a card that helps to tie the rest of the reading together. So let's pull that card now. Card that just makes sense. I think we're going to end up going through this deck twice, just the way that they, just the way that they came out. It's a little awkward. There's one card. And another one. And another one. All right. Okay, let's put these in the order in which they came out. Okay. All right, the next cards that we're going to pull for you, Libra, are going to be the cards of your unexpected influences and insights. Where are we going for that, please? Yeah. Going back to the traditional tarot. Unexpected. What is unexpected for Libra? Unexpected for mid to late June. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't have cards flipping out, but I do have two cards that turn sideways. Oh, and there's one card that's flipped out. Let's grab that before it blows away. Okay. So once again, we have these two cards that did not want to go back into the rest of the deck. They didn't want to join their friends. And here comes the wind. Whee! There we go. You'll notice that I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. I have always promised all of my clients and followers that what they get is authentic me. So just bear with the wind in the microphone, the wind blowing me around. Let's just hope that your cards stay on the table here. The final cards that we're going to pull for you, Libra, are going to be cards of your general overall outcome. Now, these are the cards that predict or project furthest into the future for the purposes of this reading. They are predicting or projecting where you're going to be at and what will be influencing you, what's coming up for you come the end of June, right around the beginning of July. So where are we going for that? We're going over here. All right. General overall outcome for the Libras, and that card has decided to almost fly away. How am I going to get that? Like I said, I don't edit my videos, so bear with me a second. Trying to figure out how I'm going to get that card back. It really wanted to run away. All right, we have it. Set it there. Hopefully it will not blow away again. Is there anything else? Yep. Anything else for the Libras? Woo! And we have two more cards that are flying away. I'm gonna have to go catch those. Okay. One of your cards did come out in the reversed position. And we'll get the other two off the ground here. And let's get started with actually reading the cards now. Okay. Libra, you. Okay. You have, interestingly, the 10 of Cups in reverse, and you have the 8 of Swords upright. The 10 of Cups is typically one of the 3 cards in the deck that are considered super, super happy cards. But you've got it in reverse, indicating that you are experiencing some delays with receiving the happiness that you are currently trying to manifest. You are experiencing obstacles, and it seems to be things that are coming up that are perhaps out of your control. And you also have the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords in this Osho Zen deck, interestingly, is called the Guilt card. And it's a card about feeling trapped, feeling like we're unable to proceed forward. And I'm just going to show you the picture on this card. The picture on this card, the character is tied up and they're blindfolded and they're surrounded by these 8 swords. Some people do interpret this as as coming from outside of the person. But in reality, this card is about self-imposed withdrawal, the self-imposed tying yourself up in knots and not being able to see the future. You'll notice as well, this character is blindfolded and they're tied up, and then they've surrounded themselves with the swords. Well, they probably didn't do it in that order. It's about kind of feeling like your hands are tied. And that doesn't surprise me that you've got the 10 of Cups in reverse, which is an indication that you are experiencing some delays. You're coming across some obstacles in your path at this time. And then you've got this 8 of Swords here also reinforcing that theme. So here, as I'm recording this video in the middle of June with the intention of covering the time period mid to late June, I think Libras, I'm just sensing there's something in your path. Now, typically when this happens to us, when we feel like there's something in our past, something blocking us, when there's obstacles getting thrown out in front of us, and we're feeling guilty, we're feeling trapped, we're feeling like our hands are tied, it's oftentimes, at least with the 8 of Swords coming up, it can oftentimes be something that's self-imposed, something that we are failing to see at this time. There's a lesson in there for us to learn, and we just haven't learned it yet. And therefore, the universe is saying, no, you can't take steps forward until you learn the lessons. So I'm going to encourage you at this time, Libra, to take a good hard look at what it is that's being thrown up in your path and why perhaps you're experiencing these difficulties in moving forward. You know, the 10 of Cups, once it turns upright, is one of the happiest cards in the deck. And so what we need to do to get the 10 of Cups into the upright position is pursue things and be we can't just stop life because somebody's put an obstacle in our path. You know, we can't just stop because we feel like we're trapped. And yet, you know, for the last couple of years with certain things that have gone on, a lot of people have felt trapped, and they're paralyzed, and they've been unable to move forward. And Libra, these cards are indicating you may still be in that place of feeling that paralyzing fear, feeling like I'm not ready to move forward because of this or that or this or that. And it's almost like there's some excuses coming up here, Libra. Let's dig into the rest of your reading. But because these are coming up for the where you're at now, here in the middle of June, I do want to say there's probably a pretty good indication that you might be on the verge of coming out of that. So let's have a look. Okay. So one of the things that you're focusing on at this time is laziness. Okay. Oftentimes when we're sitting in this place of feeling like we have obstacles put in front of us, feeling like our hands are tied and we can't move forward, we get into a place of being lazy because we're in a comfort zone. So if we're not moving forward, we're either being held back or we're in a place of being in a comfort zone. When we're in our comfort zone, there is very little growth that happens. So I'm just giving you the heads up, Libra. You might want to be putting some really conscious effort and work into getting out of this state of mind. The thing is, Libra, comfort zones are nice. We all like going there. You know, look at the character on this card. He's sitting back and lazing out on the beach. Well, he's not on the beach because he didn't have the effort. He didn't have the wherewithal or the effort to go to the beach. So instead, he's kind of doing a staycation at home. Now, I know that there might be some hate that comes up and goes, hey, not all of us can afford to go to the beach. We don't have to be able to go to the beach. But if you need a break from life, there are different things you can do that are actually free, but they'll get you out of that comfort zone mindset. The other card that you have here, Libra, is the no thingness card. Now, this card is the equivalent to the number 5 in the traditional tarot of the major arcana. This card is the equivalent to the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is a card. Oh, there is a bee that just came right in front of the. Interesting. Okay, bees represent fertility, and bees also represent needing to find your community. Bees also represent the fact that you've got a bee coming right into the camera there. Bees also represent the sweetness that we can have in life. But in order to have sweetness in life, we cannot be sitting in this place of no thingness, and we cannot be sitting in this place of laziness. I'm a strong believer that it's not just about the cards, it's about the signs and other things that come in while I'm doing the readings as well. So that's why I brought up that bee that just flew right in front of the camera. Okay, going back to the Hierophant or the no thingness card. This is a card of needing to take a good, hard, solid look at our lives. Look at the institutions in our lives, be those religious institutions, educational institutions, be those our family or society and the societal norms. The reason that we need to take a good hard look at those at this time is because some of those things may appear as though they are contributing to this self-imposed prison that the Eight of Swords represents for you. Okay. Are you not doing things and not living your life to its fullest potential because of Hierophant issues? Because someone said, oh, girls shouldn't do that, or oh, boys shouldn't do that, or oh, you shouldn't do that for this reason or that reason. Oh, society frowns upon you doing something, and therefore you have prevented yourself from doing it. Right? The Eight of Swords is all about you stopping yourself from doing things. And the Hierophant is saying you may be stopping yourself from doing things because of societal norms. And the reason that this card says no thingness is because it's saying to you, in order to determine which traditions from the past, which institutions and the teachings of that particular institution resonate and which don't. Am I still following the rules and laws of an outdated tradition or an outdated institution? That's what this card is bringing up for you. And it's hard work. You cannot do that hard work from this place of laziness. You must do the no thingness work from a very, very conscious position of having to work things out, having to sort it out in your own head. Because what this is telling me, this 10 of Cups reversed and this 8 of Swords, is because something from your past is saying, oh, we don't do things that way. And yet you're going, why not? I want to. Okay, well then I guess I'll just sit back and chill and have a staycation then if I can't go and live my dreams. Okay, Libra, let's move into your difficult influences, if that wasn't difficult enough. Okay. You have two cards in your difficult influences. Both of them are all about ask for help, ask for support, ask for advice. You have the 3 of Winter, also known as the 3 of Swords. And you have the King of Winter, also known as the King of Swords. Both of these cards, both of these cards are about asking for help. And given that they are coming up in your difficult influences, Libra is telling me you're hesitant to ask for help or hesitant to ask for advice or input from others. Given that you have the Hierophant and given that you have the 8 of Swords, both indicating there's something holding you back, you may be in a position where you need to ask for advice. Call up a mentor. Call up a friend, a trusted friend, or a confidant. The other thing that you have in your difficult influences is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is all about, okay, I've taken steps forward, but now where do I go now? I need to take a step back. I need to rest. I need to plan my next steps. This is in your difficult influences. And because you have the laziness card here in one of the things that you're focusing on, and now you have this Seven of Autumn, also known as the Seven of Pentacles, in your difficult influences. What's coming up for me is that you are taking this, take time to rest to the extreme. Here comes the wind again. So you're taking things to the extreme in your life right now. So when something goes bad, you're looking for someone to blame and you're blaming hard. When things don't go your way, you're moving into that place of deferral and avoidance. When in reality, the Hierophant's saying, do the work. The Eight of Swords is saying, take responsibility in order to be able to move forward. The Seven of Autumn in your difficult influences is saying, yes, you need to take time to rest and so that you can plan. It's a card of making plans, but don't take that to the extreme. Your cards that just make sense. See your seeds grow. This is the springtime. This is a card of planting new seeds at this time. And I really feel right now, Libra, this is a good time for you to do it. Based on the cards that are coming up, it's a time for you to really dig deep, find a new direction, and get those seeds planted. You have the Sage right next to the Spring card. The Sage is all about being devoted and committed. In other words, once you make a decision to move forward in your life, be devoted, be committed, actually follow through with what's coming up. Mother Earth, feel love and comfort. Yeah. You are being supported despite these initial cards showing some hardship and showing some things like they're not exactly going to plan. You are loved, you are supported, and trust that there is a divine plan. And you have the Traveler. This is one of my favorite cards in this whole deck. Move in a new direction. This card may indicate that in order for you to move forward, I mean, all of this whole reading is all about you moving forward, stepping outside your comfort zone. But the Traveler is that reinforcement. Remember, I said the cards that just make sense are going to be cards that reinforce another theme or another card in your reading. I mean, we can't be any more specific than move in a new direction, because you are feeling like you're trapped. You're feeling like you're wanting to be lazy. You're in this comfort zone, Libra. And yeah, move in a new direction. Now, this card, for some of you, the moving in a new direction may just be stepping outside of your comfort zone and finding a new motivation. This card may also indicate an opportunity for a move, like a relocation, or it could indicate travel in your future. The only way that you can actually travel, instead of doing this lazy staycation thing, is to get outside your comfort zone. I mean, travel is about stepping outside of our comfort zones. And interestingly, how did I start this video? I mentioned I am still having to adapt to being nomadic, trying to find new ways of doing my videos, given the lack of Wi-Fi that I experience on a daily basis, and so on and so forth. It's about being adaptable. You cannot learn adaptability from your couch, Libra. So the general overall message of this whole reading here for you from mid to late June is you got to be proactive. You got to start stepping outside of your comfort zone. You got to start taking action towards what you want. In your unexpected, you have the Hanged Man in reversed. You have the Six of Swords in reverse, and you have the King of Wands upright. The Hangman in reverse is It's about you being at a standstill because you can't see beyond what's right in front of you. You're failing to see the other side of the coin. You're so caught up in feeling trapped and betrayed, like your hands are tied. You're so caught up in some of the obstacles that have been put up in front of you that you can't see that there's a different way of doing things. The Hanged Man is all about doing things differently. Now, the Hanged Man in reverse, you'll notice, okay, the card is supposed to go this way. So it's a man hanging upside down, right? And then he can see things from a different perspective. When we get the Hangman in reverse, it means that he's continuing to see things the same way that he has always seen things. And he's failing to see that there's a different way of doing things. This is coming up in your unexpected insights. Libra, it's actually not that unexpected that you would get the Hangman in reverse in here, because the Hangman is saying you need to see things a different way. You have the Six of Swords here. The Six of Swords is a card that there might be some delays in your way, but absorb those delays, embrace those delays, because chances are there's probably some lessons in them. But the other message behind the Six of Swords is it's time to walk away from something. If I turn this card this way, you'll notice that the characters on this card is a man and another character. They are on a raft. They have their 6 swords with them, and they are pushing away and leaving the shore behind. They're walking away from that which no longer serves their highest good. And the 6 of Swords in reverse is you need to walk away from something, but there's a delay in you doing so for whatever reason. And I'm going to say some of that delay that you're experiencing is probably this Hierophant or this no thingness card. You need to go into that no thingness and let go of your attachment to the past. And you have the King of Wands here. King of Wands represents someone who has the ability and capacity to achieve anything they want in life. How? By putting in the hard work. You can't get it from sitting around. Okay, I'm resisting. I'm not going to pull that laziness card out again for you, Libra. But the reality is that you cannot achieve the status of king of your castle. You cannot achieve this status of becoming the king of your dominion by sitting back. That's why the King of Wands came out of all of the kings that could have come out. There's 4 kings in this deck. The King of Wands came out because he's about taking action. He's about getting off that throne and doing the work that's necessary in order to be able to just fully achieve and embrace. The final cards that you have here. Is that the same card? It is too. You have the Six of Swords again. Yep. 6 of Swords twice. You have the World. The World card coming out in your general overall outcome, Libra, is indicating that when you finally decide to embrace the energy of the King of Wands, when you finally decide, so the suit of wands in the tarot is represented by the element of fire. Fire is all about taking action. Think about it. If there's fire around you, you're not going to sit on your laurels. You're going to get up and you're going to do something about it. When you decide to embrace the energy of this King of Wands, the world is going to be at the ready for you to go out and take back what is yours, to go out and fully live and embrace everything that's out there for you. You have the Tower in reverse. The Tower card is normally a card of unexpected changes. Drastic changes that are usually somewhat unwelcomed. The Tower in reverse, the way that I interpret it is, especially considering you have the World, and then you have the Tower in reverse, and then you have the Empress upright. And then you have the Six of Winter, also known as the Six of Swords over here. The fact that you have the Tower in reverse between the World and the High Priestess. I'm just going to quickly point out the numbers on here. This one is the 21. It's almost at the point of completing something so that you can start something new. This is the 13 card. So it lands kind of, or sorry, the 16 card. And this is the number 2 card. This is about some new beginnings for you. The fact that the Tower card came out in reverse in between these 2 cards is indicating that there is a huge change on the way for you, Libra. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you guys had the Tower 3 times in your early June reading. So you're already going through some Tower stuff here. That may be why you are experiencing all of these delays right now, because you had 3 Towers last month. I do remember that. And the fact that you've got the Tower in reverse in between a card of completing one aspect of your life and moving into a new phase. And then you've got confirmation of that by having the High Priestess come in, which is also about moving into a new phase. It's about a new beginning. This is telling me that there is huge change that's happening in your life, but it's no longer at the extreme of feeling like a horrible Tower moment, but it is still indicating that you are in the process of this change. You are still experiencing the Tower moment, but it's not nearly as raw and extreme as it was earlier in the month of June. Okay, you're on the verge of moving past and moving out of this. The World is at your fingertips by the end of the month when you embrace that King of Wands. And how are you going to really, really dig deep and find that new direction and find out what you're supposed to be doing? By tapping into this High Priestess. The High Priestess is about meditation. It's about going within. It's about tapping into our true selves. And it's interesting that you had the Hierophant here, which is a no-thingness card. It's about tapping in deeply to determine what resonates with you. And we're ending off your reading with a card that's also about tapping in deeply, tapping into your intuition and into meditation. Okay. And we already know the meaning of this Six of Winter card. This Six of Swords card here is about walking away from the past, leaving the past behind. And again, just the same way that this traditional tarot represents somebody on a raft pushing away from shore and walking away from the past, so too do we have a fairy on a raft. This fairy's lucky. He's got some little starlights here that are going to guide his way. But the reality is that there is relief from troubled times just on the horizon for you. But there's a little bit of work for you guys to do first. And I think overall, a really positive reading, but it is definitely absolutely indicating that there is some action that's necessary on your parts right now, Libra. Overall, things are going to work out well, especially with this World card. Just hold on to that as you are experiencing the first part of the last half of the month. So from the 15th, maybe through until the 18th or 20th, things are going to seem a little bit raw for you. They're not going to seem woohoo. But know that this World card is definitely coming down the pipes at you for the end of the month. And so with that, I am going to leave off, Libra. I hope that you'll join me again at the beginning of July for your next reading. And Enjoy summer solstice. We're almost there.